Hello, hello, hello. What's good, guys? It's your boy Money Mad. Just watched the Everton versus Leicester, and for all the Evertonians out there, I've got to do a video, man. I can't stand by and watch this any longer. He's just literally took the soul out of the club. I've been going to match now since I was 5, and I'm 22. So that's 17 years I've been going to match, and this is probably the most talented squad we've had. Like the likes of Lukaku, the likes of Morales, Stones, Baines, Coleman. We've got a really talented squad, and this is probably the worst I've seen Everton play. There's no desire in the club. There's no fight. There's no determination. It hurts to watch, and I'm making this today because the last home game of the season, I don't want Evertonians to feel forced to have to support the team in a positive manner, like clap them round the pitch and get off like literally everything's good and like the manager says phenomenal. I strongly emphasise every Evertonian that is not happy at the moment, and there has to be thousands upon thousands. So let the feelings be known. As you've seen on my YouTube channel, that was my video that went viral of having words with the manager. They weren't bad words. He just scarfed into a car. He didn't stop. He didn't try and explain himself. He just got off like a criminal coming out of jail. He literally just put his head down, got into his fucking minibus, and he just got off. So I'm gonna in a minute I'm gonna talk about why things are so bad, and you're obviously gonna know that anyway, because let's get serious. With no disrespect to Wigan fans, if Martinez spouted all this bullshit to their fans and they fell for it, then they've obviously got no clue, no idea. We're totally different. He seems to think he can just play us like fools. He talks utter shit. Like he says, we were phenomenal with the ball, mate. I haven't seen us be phenomenal for fucking the full season. I haven't seen a great game. The game away at Stoke probably stands out as a good game. The game at home to Chelsea was, I don't even think we played that well, but he showed a bit of fight, a bit of desire. And if you ask most Evertonians will say to you, what do you want from an Everton team? Me personally, if they're not good enough, then so be it. They're not good enough. But if they need to fight for every single ball, they need to fight like the fans will fight. It's just, this fella is just not Everton one bit. He just plays football the wrong way. He done something with Jamie Carragher. As much as we hate Jamie Carragher, he's still a bit of a blue. You can see he was asking him questions like he was concerned, and Carragher was saying to Martinez, like, why don't you try and play a bit more like Leicester? And Martinez said that is not a winning way to play football. Martinez, they just won the fucking league, you daft prick. Leicester have won the league. And for any Leicester fan, if any Leicester fan sees this, I'm not disrespecting you, and I am over the moon you've won the league, I honestly am. But you're not what's seen as a league-winning great football team. You've got that will and spirit, and that's the kind of spirit we used to have under David Moyes. Now, every higher team's been quite poor in this season, so I honestly believe David Moyes would have had a chance with this squad to win the league for us this season. I'm not saying go out and get David Moyes back, because I don't want him back. The way Moyes left us was so sour. It was unreal. Like, he'd been here for so many years, and he literally left us, getting us no money in return of the biggest leading football club in the world. He just left us and just got off like it was nothing. He kind of said, I made Everton. Well, no, David, I'm sorry. We made you. If Everton never took a chance on you, mate, you'd be in fucking, I don't know where you'd be. Probably somewhere like Coventry, be a manager now. So, people were slating me for that video on Twitter, and on my Facebook and stuff. And I'm sorry, but if there's fans out there that are watching this video and that think you're a cop-out, that's not the way we should do things, well, I honestly can't sit here and watch this fucking tribe any longer, because it's just a joke, man. Sorry, not tribe. It's just an absolute joke. There's just, people say you've got it in for Ross Barkley. Now, I don't see Ross Barkley being this unbelievable footballer that people see. I see him being a lazy player with no desire, that comes out saying he's a die-hard Evertonian. Now, people are saying to me, that's the manager. Well, I'm sorry. The manager or not, the manager is terrible and needs to go ASAP, as this video. But Ross Barkley needs to look at himself, and he should be fighting for every single ball on the pitch, mate. He's an Evertonian. He's playing for the team he so-called loves, and he just lets players waltz past him like he's not there. He puts half-hearted tackles in. He doesn't win the ball, and then he just lets them run clear. He has grew up seeing a David Moyes type team. He's grew up seeing the likes of why Mo Besic is so well fucking thought of, because he puts all his effort and his passion in. Naismith was the same. He wasn't the greatest footballer, but Naismith put every bit of passion into his performance. He so much desire in his performances, and people are saying Barkley's young and that. Barkley's 22 years of age. He's not a kid. He's a man, mate. He's a man. And this is probably going to turn into a Ross Barkley hate video, but I'd say the same about Lukaku as well. But at the end of the day, mate, he ain't a blue. Ross Barkley is a die-hard Evertonian, he so-called says. And he says, I used to speak to Ross when he was 16, 17, and I remember having a conversation with him, and I remember saying, I don't know, he might have been about 18, 19 at the time, and I said to Ross, I said, lad, Jack Rodwell just passes sideways. And Ross said, I've knew this for years. He's so average, it's unreal. Ross, for the last 6 months, mate, that's all you've been doing. You don't play a forward pass, you don't take risks, and you seem to just pass it sideways and think you're better than what you are. These so-called fucking Sky Sports muppets that are labelling the likes of Barkley and Lukaku as absolute world beaters need to fucking go and get a new job, because Barkley's done nothing for 6, 7 months. We went to Wembley last week, the biggest game of the season, the biggest game for a couple of years, and Barkley was just treading water. He was just walking past players. How can any Evertonian accept that? And I know you'll be saying, like, you know what, I'm actually going to stop talking about Ross now, because this is more about the manager. And I'm so pissed off, I'm so frustrated, it's unreal. Like, it's absolutely unreal, man. I just don't know what to say, but all I will say is, for all the Evertonians last week there was going to be so-called protests. Mate, I was in a park end with like 10 people. 10 people waited at the end of the match. Fair play to the lads in the Gladders that sung the heart out for, you know, the club and for Martinez to go. And the club putting that music on that loud, you're an absolute fucking embarrassment. And whoever done, whether that was fucking Kenwright or Elstone saying do that, you want to be fucking embarrassed. If you're happy with this mediocre manager as the leading fucking thingies of this club, then you need to go and have a serious look at yourselves, because there's not gonna be many fans that are putting up with this. I'm telling you now. You know, we've got a man called Farhad Mashiri that's coming into the club. Like there's been when he come in, there's been loads of like, fucking hell, we're going on the upscale now. But at the end of the day, if Kenwright's still there and he's calling the shots, then what the fuck is the point in Farhad Mashiri being there? Because if I was Mashiri and I'm watching, he's watched us now for a couple of weeks, and he so-called was speaking to Kenwright for 18 months, you know, which I think's a load of bollocks, but that's just me. Apparently they were speaking for 18 months. He was always the first candidate to take us on. Now, if Mashiri has got any type of knowledge, which he must do to be a billionaire businessman, he must see Martinez is nowhere near good enough for this club. He must have seen. Well, he definitely seen the protest the other week, because he turned back and had a look for a good 20 seconds at all the flags in the Gladders, and as he walked to the park end, I ran down to the other end of the park end and just said, please sack this manager, he's no good, he's going to take us down. And I strongly believe that's going to be the case, because I don't know what the stat's going to be, but look, if we never had Lukaku's goals this season, I don't know how to find out this. I'm not great with stats. I know about football, and people that say I don't, I know about football, and I'm not accepting this. But without Lukaku's goals this season, where would we be? How many? What's he scored? 18 or 19 league goals. You know, he's dragged us through this season, and as much as we're going to slate Lukaku, and the last month or two he's been dreadful, you know, I'll say that. But at the end, we need to thank him, because we could be out the league if it weren't for Romelu Lukaku. And 100% he's going to go in the summer, and I can't blame him, to be honest. And to be honest, I don't really care if Lukaku goes. If Lukaku and Barkley go, I honestly couldn't give a fuck. You know, as long as we get a decent sized fucking fee for them, I honestly couldn't care less. I really want to keep John Stones, because a lot of people are saying, a lot of Evertonians are saying his heart's not there. He was crying on the pitch at Wembley when we lost. If his heart weren't there, he'd have just walked off that pitch thinking, who gives a fuck, I'm not going to be here next season. You could actually see him crying on Baines' shoulder, I think it was. And he honestly cares for this club. And last season, when all this Stones was going to leave and stuff, that the fans that caught them on the way home from Barnsley, you know, apparently Stones like burst into tears when all fans were saying, what's going on, how come you're doing this? And you know what, I believe it, because I honestly think that kid, like Stones, is a proper, he's like a proper lad. He's like, you know, I've spoke to him so many times outside Goodison, and the words he's got about Everton is just unreal. He says, you know, the fans are unbelievable. He's never seen fans like it. He wants to do so well for the fans, and So people are saying John Stones' heart isn't in Everton. I strongly disbelieve that. And I lost my words then. I'm so livid inside, it's unreal. I've just watched us get humiliated by Leicester. Like I said, I made up Leicester won the league, but let's get serious. Leicester are not a great team, but they worked their arse off for each other, and every single team should do that. And I know this is going off topic, but you watch the game the other night, the semi-final, Madrid against City, and you watch their performance, City's, and City's fans must have been embarrassed, like beyond belief. And then there's Everton fans saying they want Pellegrini. Not for me. I don't see this fella can be that much difference to Martinez. His teams don't work hard enough. His defending is quite suspect. You know, he's got absolutely unbelievable talent going forward, and he hasn't won the league with Aguero, De Bruyne. You know, so I don't want Pellegrini. But I was saying to me mate before, and I've said a couple of times, I've said to a few mates this season that I honestly now, this is hand on heart, I would rather have any manager in this league over Martinez, because every team we come up against, barring Aston Villa, work harder than us, look more of a threat. They just work hard. Our team do not work hard. It's so frustrating, man. You get a squad this good, and it's just so frustrating. It's unbelievable. I have gone on a bit here, but I'm coming to the end of the video now. But all I will say is, please, if you're not happy with this, then the last home game of the season, me and my dad might be leaving the 78th minute, and I'd strongly advise every fan to do so, because there's no bigger protest than the fans leaving the match. There really isn't. Like, we were founded in 1878, so if we leave in the 78th minute, or even if you're leaving the 85th, it doesn't matter. If you leave the match before that lap of honour, the likes of Mashiri and Kenwright have got to think to themselves, sorry about that. The likes of Mashiri and Kenwright have then got to think to themselves, this fella we've got to sack this fella, because if we honestly, there's no point in 500 people leaving a 40,000 seated ground. There's absolutely no point in that whatsoever. You know, at least half, 20,000 or at least 15,000 have got to leave that game early, or at least 15,000, 20,000 have got to stay for the protest at the end of the match, because, you know, we can't accept this anymore. The squad he's got is just top class. The likes of Lukaku, the likes of, you know, Morales come on today and kind of he shows why he should be playing. Now that's got individual ability. I don't care what the fucking manager has had an argument with him for. He done the same to Eto'o. He done the same to Distan. Now I'll come on to another point in a minute, and I'm gonna fucking rage. But Eto'o has apparently said to the players, this fella is going to take you nowhere. And Eto'o's been at so many big teams, the likes of Inter under Mourinho, the likes of Barca under Rijkaard, and who else? Under, I don't know who else, but he's been at some unbelievable teams, and Distan just got absolutely disrespected to the maximum, and Distan come to replace Julian Lescott at 32 years of it. I'm sure, I think he was 32, ain't he? or he might have been 33. He was something around that anyway, and he was unbelievable. The man was like Mr. Universe. He was so quick, he was so strong, he read the game so well. And when we lost Lescott, everyone was thinking, fucking hell, what a hole that's going to be, because Lescott was some player. Like Lescott, no matter what his final weeks was, he was some defender. Him and Jagielka were just an unreal partnership, and probably the best partnership in the league at that time. And Distan come and just, I wouldn't say he was as good as Lescott, but he weren't that much worse. He definitely weren't that much worse. And who the fuck is Roberto Martinez to basically disrespect someone? You know, Distan's out running with the fans because he's got a lot of passion for the club. Who the fuck is Roberto Martinez to just drop him and just not even let him train? Who the fuck does he think he is? After the United game at this season, not the one at Wembley, the one at Old Trafford, you know, Baines got asked what's going on, what's happened to Everton, and he said, well, every fan sees the chemistry is not there between the team, and let's be honest, it's not rocket science to see that some players don't play for each other. It's clear to see. And Martinez comes out and fucking just slates Baines. Now I'm sorry, mate. You're a fucking bellend, Martinez. I hope you see this video, because you're a fucking joke. You're an absolute joke. Don't ever label Leighton Baines like that again, because he grew up an Evertonian. This is going to be hurting him as much as anyone at the club, including the fans. And who the fuck do you think you are to say he shouldn't have said that and all that? And then you said it's been took out of context, but he still had to apologise. You're a fucking spick and a fraud, mate. You're a fucking disgrace. You are the most luckiest manager in this league to be fucking part of this club. You're a disgrace. You got took on when you got a team relegated. Now, I'm not convinced Wigan were that bad of a team, mate. I'm honestly not that convinced. They had alright little players, like the likes of Nzogbia, and that was a decent winger. You know what I mean? You know, any fucking team that doesn't work as a unit. You know, we've got players like McCarthy that run round, and Besic and the defence, but that's it. The likes of Morales, the likes of Delafeu, the likes of Barkley, Lukaku, they're just not interested. You know, you've got to work round as a unit. Even the last couple of weeks, Lennon's just thought, why the fuck should I run round when no one else does? You know what I mean? And I'm sorry I've gone on about this, and you might hate me after this and say you're out of order, what you're saying to the manager. But I can't understand your views, but I respect them. You know, I respect any Evertonian's views, but no one should say to me like when that video went viral on Twitter and stuff. I was getting like serious abuse, but I was just saying, no, you know, if you don't believe it's right, you know, I've got no qualms about that. But I can't sit around and watch it turn into a mediocre team, and worse than a mediocre team. I honestly believe Lukaku's kept us in the league. I honestly believe Romelu Lukaku, without his goals, we'd be in an extremely bad situation. Either already down or a point or two above the relegation zone. And, you know, with a squad this good, how's that happened? How has that happened? People, you know, the likes of Carragher come out and said, we haven't got a good squad. We have got a good squad. We've got a very good squad. You know, if they're used the right way, mate, they're a good team. if they've got a manager like Pochettino or something that drills them to fucking work for each other, that move the ball quicker around the pitch, that chase every lost cause, we'd be in the top four. I'm convinced of it. I'm absolutely convinced. With a manager like Pochettino, we'd be in the top four and very much fighting for the league, because the league hasn't been that good this season anyway. So I'd honestly say, this is my last point now, but I'd honestly say every Everton fan that's not happy, you've got to open your mouths, and if there's going to be a protest at Goodison again, don't let it just be like 300 in the Gladders, 10 in the Park End, and like 3 in other parts of the ground, because that looks like a minority. There's no way this can be a minority, man. There's just no way. People obviously want to respect the likes of Kenwright more and all that. But let's guess what's Kenwright done for us, man? Serious? He hasn't done anything. He just spouts bollocks like the rest of the muppets at the club. You know, like the likes of Elstone. No, what an idiot he is. You know what I mean? They're just yes men. We don't want yes men. We want fucking people. We want people that are going to argue about each other, that are going to show passion, that are going to show desire in a boardroom, that are going to fucking say, if we've got people saying, like, let's give him another season. I want other people to be saying, hang on, why should we give him another season? What the fuck's he done? People are saying we've been to 2 semi-finals. What the hell's a semi-final? You know what I mean? People are saying that's an achievement. An achievement is winning a trophy. Not got into a semi-final. It's irrelevant. Oh yeah, we had a decent day out at Wembley. We didn't. That was one of the worst days of me full year. That was one of my worst days. I was sitting there that first half at Wembley, and I was just thinking, I just hope. I knew it wouldn't happen, but I just had this tiny bit of hope that the players done it for the fans that day. And second half they did, but they didn't deserve to win. Let's be honest. They come out with the worst attitude ever at a semi-final at Wembley. They come out, they just walked around the pitch. United played us off the park. Besic, the poor lad, got fucking tore to pieces by Martial, who's one of the most technically gifted players in the league, and Martinez is playing him right back. But I'm gonna be I'm probably gonna be doing another video again. I'm gonna wait for Martinez, and if anybody wants to wait for me outside the ground, we'll speak while we wait for him, and then we'll demand answers. And if he just gets off in a car again, I'm gonna fucking blow his car up, this soft bastard. Because who is he? Taking 80 grand a week out of our club or whatever he's on. So mediocre. He's an absolute disgrace. The least he should be doing is answering to the fans. Now, that video that I done, people were saying, "You're fugs." What got said that was that bad? I just said it's time to go, Roberto, and you've took the soul out of the club. True words. Some other lad in front of me just said out. An alpha that was about 70, 80 said you're taking us backwards. What was said bad in that video? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Would you? It just hurts the way we're performing at the moment. The way there's no fight in the team, and I've just never seen it before in my life. And if the likes of Mashiri has got an interest in the club, and if he is the leader above Kenwright, then he has to sack Martinez. He's got to, mate. He has to. And if Kenwright's the one that's keeping Martinez in a job, then you need to fuck off as well. Because if you can't see this fella's going to take us down, then you're just an idiot as well, Ken, right? So I hope you like this video, guys. Please subscribe for more, because this is a gaming channel, but Everton means that much to me. I've got to get my views across. I have to get my views across. And I've seen my video went viral. It was on like the Daily Post website, it was on the Echo website. And Everton means that. Literally, Everton's my life. If Everton weren't here, fuck knows what I'd be doing. Because they literally are my life. I live and breathe Everton, and so many Evertonians are the same. I have never seen Everton win a trophy. And now we've got a massive opportunity to do so with the likes of TV money and Machete. So I hope you like this video, guys. If you do, please drop a like down below to show your support. Please subscribe to my channel. And if you're an Evertonian that likes Call of Duty, then there's a bit of an added bonus, because my channel is a Call of Duty based channel. But yeah, guys, I hope you like this video. Comment down below. If you want to give me hate, then so be it. You know, if people wanna hate on me, that's fine. You know, I would never speak out of place to an Everton fan. If people think I'm wrong, then that's fine, and we'll talk and we'll debate. But I'll never flip at an Evertonian. I will never do it. So yeah, guys, until the next video, thanks for watching, guys, and I'm out. Thanks, guys, and until next time, peace.